Let's see what's happening with MicroStrategy stock. I'll show you the volatility and also look at the trading volume, especially in options. I'll show you what the market forecast for this stock. We'll also touch on the topic of whether MicroStrategy can reach $3,000. I'll say maybe if, of course, Bitcoin rises to $80,000 to $90,000, but we'll discuss that a little later. Let's start from the beginning. MicroStrategy, after a strong rally of 300% over the past 2 months, has currently corrected by 40%. Again, MicroStrategy holds Bitcoins on its balance sheet. I always show such a correlation with Bitcoin, almost 100%. And at the moment, as we can see, MicroStrategy has been diverging from Bitcoin. And in each of my videos, I've been saying that it's too early for repositioning this correlation with the crypto market will return. And now it's practically returned to Bitcoin, but not completely yet. So the potential for downward movement still remains. But of course, we can look at Bitcoin. From its peak, Bitcoin has fallen by 7%. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy has fallen by 33%. Absolutely. The stock is much more volatile. Here you can't say anything else. Let's immediately look at the volatility. What's happening? I'll tell you right away that volatility is increasing. This is partly due to the upcoming report next week. We'll also keep an eye on the report and what's happening with the company's balance sheet, whether it's adding Bitcoins or selling Bitcoins. Also, I want to draw your attention to very large sales. The director of this company, as we can see, is actively selling these stocks. He has sold a very, very large position recently. Of course, this says a lot, that the director himself understands that the company is clearly overbought, and Bitcoin is also very overbought. So of course, in the report, we'll see all the details. Let's return to the volatility. At the moment, volatility is at 120%. This is high volatility. Let's also look at the volatility smile. As we can see, in the direction of calls towards increasing volatility, volatility remains flat. But in the direction of puts towards decreasing volatility, volatility increases. This is of course a normal situation because investors hedge their risks by buying puts. The situation is quite acceptable and normal. Let's immediately switch to historical and implied volatility. As we can see, we have a white line, which is the implied volatility, and the gray line is the historical volatility. As we can see, at the front end of the volatility curve, they are actually the same, but at the longer end of the curve, implied volatility is much, much higher than its historical values. What can I say? I always told you that when trading stocks, you can still trade volatility. To play volatility, of course, you need to use options. It's much easier to trade here because we know where the volatility will move. Because volatility always returns to its historical values, there is probably a chance of volatility decreasing here. Let's see what artificial intelligence can offer, what strategy it can suggest. Since we have volatility at the far end of the curve, therefore I also choose a date here. For example, I want to bet on October 2024. We say that volatility will decrease, for example, by 40%. Again, why am I taking such a figure? Because the difference between 80% and 118%, this is almost 40%. And let's immediately see what artificial intelligence can offer, what strategy it will build. Yes, the strategy has a 66% probability of profit, also 45%. Well, let's see based on this strategy what it suggests. As we can see, artificial intelligence suggests buying one call option for October with a strike price of $1,370 and selling one call option for January 2025 with a strike price of $1,380. The strategy is certainly interesting, but I would never advise you to rely on any artificial intelligences or bots that suggest what to do. Frankly, I don't use them. I rely solely on my knowledge of options and derivatives. And later I will show you the strategy I have already built. I actually like it much better. Now let's consider options trading. What volume do we have in option? As we can see, a very, very large volume is concentrated at the $2,000 level, as well as at the $3,800 level. Yes, I've already mentioned these levels. Why do we have these levels open? I, of course, associate this with the price of Bitcoin. I fully admit that if Bitcoin grows to $100,000, then the MicroStrategy, again based on options trading, can grow to the $3,800 level. But I'll tell you right away, at the moment, I don't believe that Bitcoin will grow to $100,000. Maybe it will happen at some point many years from now, but at the moment, I don't think so. But again, this is cryptocurrency. Here I must say price movement is very, very complex. This is just my opinion. Well, we'll come back to Bitcoin later. I suggest you take a look at the 3D volatility right away. Here, all volumes, all dates, and expirations are concentrated. Here is all the volatility. Of course, professionals can immediately understand what strategy can be built here. What can be done here? Let's go straight to my strategy. I always say that you need to rely on your knowledge, on your understanding. And here's the strategy I've developed. Anyone who understands options will immediately understand what an efficiency profile is. And as we can see, no matter where the price goes, we make a profit. If the price rises to $2,000, we'll make $70,000. It's all shown here. If the price stays around $1,300, we'll get $30,000. Yes, if the price drops to $900, we'll get $60,000. And if the price starts to drop sharply, we'll still make money. But again, this strategy is very complex. It involves selling uncovered options. I'll tell you right away, this strategy is very risky. You'll definitely lose money if you open it. You really need to manage it carefully. Just opening and forgetting won't work here. Here, you need to buy and sell options for nearer expiration dates, for longer expiration dates as well. You also need to hedge the sold options. Buy for the underlying asset. Managing here is really very complex. I won't open it up specifically. I've only shown what can really be done here and what kind of profit can be obtained. Again, I'll explain this more in detail in future educational videos. So let's get back to this stock. What's what's happening here? I remind you of my philosophy that I don't know where the stock will go. I can't predict price movement. The question is, how do I make money? I make money through skillful position management and based on the concept of mathematical expectation. Again, I'm trying to change the mindset thinking investing and trading. Someone trades based on technical analysis, uses Bollinger Bands, moving averages, some breakout head and shoulders. All of this, of course, can work. I don't deny that, but I have a completely different approach. I primarily use the theory of probability and mathematical expectation. If you always have a positive mathematical expectation, you'll definitely win. It's similar to a casino. A casino always has a positive mathematical expectation in 51% due to 0. And depending on which roulette is used, if there were only red or black, then it would be 5050, and the casino wouldn't win or lose. But since there's 0, the casino always wins in the long run. And I use exactly the same management model to ensure profits regardless of which way the stock moves, whether it goes up or down is the goal. I'm not just making empty claims. I'm actually demonstrating a strategy. You can see it for yourself. This strategy is absolutely real. You can implement such a strategy with your brokerage account. No one is stopping you. But again, if you're not skilled at managing it, you'll definitely lose money. I guarantee you that. So the question arises, why bother learning to trade, learning to watch moving averages, when you can simply manage positions effectively? Open positions in a way that ensures you win, regardless of the stock's direction. I always work like this, and it works out quite well for me. Let's also take a look at the market forecast. As we can see, the main market forecast is concentrated around $1,100, even $1,200. This means the market indicates that the stock is more likely to fall than rise. And as we can observe here in the bell-shaped curve, sure, some people say the stock will hit $2,000, $2,500. That might be the case, I won't argue. But why argue with the market? I'm telling you what the market shows. The market indicates that the stock is more likely to fall than rise. Do you want to make money? If you want to make money, you need to move with the market, not against it. Again, that's my logic. And that's what I preach and teach. Of course, everything here will depend, including on Bitcoin. This is an unpredictable thing. I don't know how to predict the movement of Bitcoin at all. Naturally, if I did, I would already be the richest person in the world, but I can't. But I can only speculate. Of course, if Bitcoin is about to sharply rise, for example, breaking through this consolidation, there is clearly accumulation of volumes going on, and either will start falling sharply down, or maybe there will be some upward movement. But again, if Bitcoin reaches $80,000, I fully expect that Microstrategy stock could rise above $2,000. Again, I believe this could happen. It will be necessary to watch carefully, but I still want to repeat and focus again. For example, I don't know where Bitcoin will go. I don't know where Microstrategy stock will go either, and I can't know. You just need to focus on prudent position management. You just need to build prudent position. I'm not playing this stock, but if I wanted to make money on this stock, I would trade exactly like this. This is the efficiency profile. So here, no matter how much they tell you Bitcoin will go up or down, we have two camps. One says that Bitcoin, the MicroStrategy, will grow very strongly. The other camp says that Bitcoin and MicroStrategy stock will fall very sharply. I will build a strategy so that no matter who turns out to be right, I will profit from it. That's what I preach. Again, if you learn to do more, friends, we will definitely make money. Again, I remind you that I will soon receive monetization completely. I only lack hours of use. I'm already preparing for it. I'm already calculating everything. I'm thinking about how it will all be. I'm getting ready. Believe me, you will like it. I will do everything as well as possible. I'm preparing a spreadsheet in Excel that I will distribute absolutely for free. It will contain all my actions, all my stocks, what I buy, what I sell, what strategies I use. All this will be publicly available. Anyone can come in and see at any time what's happening with me. And when I start managing my portfolio, I will tell you exactly how to trade and how to form positions. Again, for those who want to see now, you can watch my sections. This is overtaking the AMC and Tesla stocks. There I manage positions. In each video I talk about the strategies I use, what exactly I do. It's real practical advice, not just words, but really practical. And in a real portfolio, it will be even more interesting. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the start of this experiment. I also advise you to watch my previous actions related to MicroStrategy. I also explain my strategy, how I use it. Why? Because I use exactly this approach to the market. Every time I try to convey to you the value and important information about trading. Good luck to everyone.